Sidonia Jędrzejewska, you've been talking about this, the budget. The latest proposal from the Commission is still for 126.5 billion euros. It's still a 2.91% increase on last year. It sounds very similar on the face of it to the budget that was rejected, the text that was rejected in talks on the 15th of November. How is it different, and does it go any way towards meeting the Parliament's concerns?
In fact, the European Parliament set a preliminary gave preliminary green light to the amounts as proposed by the Council, and namely with a 2.91 increase as compared to 2010. But we have not been able to enter into a dialogue with the Council on other issues.
What are the political issues, and do you feel that this latest proposal from the Commission goes any way towards addressing them?
We need to progress on political aspects. Let me explain what are those political issues to be debated. First of all the controversy happened because the European Parliament is more and more worried about the future financing of the European Union. The situation as it is today is that the EU has more and more tasks, more and more obligations, more and more ambitions, more and more areas of activity. But at the same time, the member states are not willing to finance all those ambitious areas, tasks, duties. There is a growing discrepancy between the ambitions and the willingness to finance those ambitions.
Well, all the Parliament wants is an equal say on the budget. Now, of course, under the Lisbon Treaty, the Parliament should have an equal say with the Council. That's part of the treaty. Is the Parliament being railroaded here, in a sense, by the Council?
In fact, we, the parliamentarians dealing with budgetary issues, we discover many unknown aspects of the Treaty of Lisbon, and some of them are surprisingly open. For example, how do we reach an agreement on the new multi-annual financial framework? The Treaty of Lisbon says we need to follow the consent procedure, meaning that the European Parliament can say yes or no to the multi-annual financial framework as proposed by the Council. Our question is, and this is our invitation for a dialogue with the Council, on how do we reach a yes? How do we proceed working together so the European Parliament can at the end say yes to the new MFF?
What about Mr. Barroso's promise to actually come up with an own resources proposal by June of next year? I mean, that's something which the Parliament wanted, the idea of the EU being self-funding. Does that go far enough, or is this just pie in the sky?
I welcome this initiative of the European Commission. I cannot comment on it. I haven't seen it. It doesn't exist yet. So, of course, what's important is the content. But the very willingness of the European Commission to present a proposal, probably to present a catalogue of possible own resources, a possible contribution from these new resources to the budget as it is now, this all is open. So we will be able to comment as parliamentarians only once we receive the proposal. But what worries me a lot is that, as I mentioned earlier, there are member states who refuse this debate whatsoever. But we know very well, all of us, that the means that the EU has at the moment are not sufficient to cover all the commitments the EU has done.
How hopeful are you that when the proposal is finally put on the table on the 1st of December, you're going to be able to reach some sort of agreement this time around, which didn't happen obviously on the 15th of November, in time for the summit at the end of the middle of December rather, so that we don't have to go to this system of 12ths for next year?
I am definitely an optimist. I believe it is our common duty to reach an agreement before the end of the year. But at the same time, I am not going to forget, and I hope the European Parliament is not going to forget, the expectations we had at the beginning of our negotiations. Of course, as in every negotiation, there is something you get, there is something you don't get. And most probably this is going to be the case. What we have to get, and the minimum I would say, is a plan, a proposal, a commitment from the Council to involve in the European Parliament into negotiation of the new multi-annual financial framework, and an opening to the debate on other issues we have raised linked to the future financing of the EU.
Sidonia Jędrzejewska, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.